Here's the sun. Here's the shade. What? Here's the sun. Here's the shade, guys. There's a tree here. All right, guys, let's talk about this S1 II overheating. In any camera, actually, for the most part, overheating. Like, all right, now, I got mine coming. It's pre-ordered. But, you know, there's some people reporting that it's, you know, 6K 60 in the hot sun, 4K 60 in the hot sun. It is overheating. 90-degree weather outside in the sun. Now, I get it if you're shooting weddings and things like that, and you have to shoot in the hot sun. But there's a thing called shade, guys. Like, when do you purposely stand in the sun, 90-degree weather? Are you going to purposely stand in that? If there's not any shade, obviously, if there's shade, there's a lot of people saying, hey, no, I've never had a problem. 4K 30, even open gate 30 in the shade, not a problem. 80+ degree weather. Hours at a time. Then you get people saying, hey, it overheated in 10 minutes. In the hot sun, it overheated. In the hot sun as a black camera. Put your phone out there and let that cook for a bit. In 90-degree weather, you can let your phone sit on there, out in the hot sun, in a black phone, 90+ degree weather, and recording at 4K 60. This thing's going to be hot. Okay. Now I'm not excusing it. Hey, if I get it and if it does overheat like during normal general use, of course I'm not going to keep that kind of thing. Honestly, I think it's kind of blown out of proportion, but I'm going to do tests on it of real world use, and I'm going to go from there. But I can almost guarantee you, I'd almost put money on it, that it's not going to overheat on me. Why? Because I live in Michigan. Okay, so I'm not recording 93 degrees vlogs in the sun for an hour at a time. All right, I'm just not doing it. And chances are you're not either. Now again, I'm not excusing it. Like, you got to take these things for what they are. If you can use it generally with no problems, with no issues, for whatever you use it for, and never get an overheat warnings that shuts off on you, then I'd say it's a good camera for you. And if you enjoy using it, but people are getting this brand loyalty thing. Like, hey, I have all the systems, so I don't care which brand it is. I want a camera that's going to work for me. So get this, everyone, people in the commenting on this. Oh, see, that's why there's an FX2, so you can use it. It's got an A7 IV, 4 or 5 year old sensor. Now, it's a good sensor, don't get me wrong, but it does 4K 30, guys. I can almost guarantee you, in normal conditions, your S1 II will not overheat in 4K 30. It's just not going to happen. It's not. Now, if you put it in the hot blistering sun for 90+ degrees, okay, maybe go for the FX30 or something like that. Chances are that won't overheat. But most cameras will overheat in 90-degree sun at 4K open. And this is open gate. Why we, if you get if you go to Panasonic's website, you get 10% off, whatever. You get it for about almost the same price, close to the same price as you would an FX2 anyway. You're getting 4K 30 without overheating, but you get all the open gate and all that as well. You know what I mean? You're getting all the extra benefits and features that the S1 II offers on top of the 4K 30 that won't overheat. Plus you got 4K 60, open gate, 6K. You got all this other stuff for around the same price. Guys, and I get it. If you're a Sony guy, I like the FX2. I mean, I like the A7 IV sensor. I had A7 IV, it did overheat on me. And that was from basic use. Okay, it was summer, but it was basic use, and it got really hot. Even in my studio, it got really hot. And I'm like, ugh, But that was only at 4K 30. That wasn't even, that's not pushing the limits, especially now. So if you're pushing open gate and things like that, yeah, it's gonna be a little hotter. But we'll see. I'm running it. It's like 6K, 5.9K, whatever, open gate, 30 frames per second for an hour, 60 frames per second for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. Not in the hot blistering sun. And I mean, think about it. Okay, like, guys, let's use some common sense here. I don't care what camera you got. Okay, I'm in the blistering sun now. Okay, there's only 80-some degrees here. Am I gonna put my camera right here? Here's the sun. Here's the shade. What? Here's the sun. Here's the shade, guys. There's a tree here, okay? You can put up a little umbrella. You can put your camera in the shade. You don't have to put it out in the middle of the blistering sun. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I mean, come on. Now, I get it. If you pay a lot of money, you don't want your camera overheating at all. You want 100%, it runs perfectly smooth, not a problem. I get you, okay. I'm not a problem with that, but I'm just saying, it doesn't make it a bad camera if you can't shoot 6K open gate indefinitely in the 90+ degree weather, and it's gonna overheat because it's in the blistering hot sun. But if you put it in shade and it runs fine at 4K 30 and all the normal modes, even if you can get you know, the 5K 30, maybe open gate 30 in the shade, 80+ degree weather, for me, if it does that, I'm golden. I don't need anything. If it doesn't, well, I'll say, hey guys, maybe it's the right camera for you, but it's not the right camera for me. So, I mean, A7C II overheats, that's $2,200. ZVE1 overheats, that's $2,200. A7 IV has overheated. I asked, look it up, it's overheated on people. That's even more. On normal price now, they jacked it up back to $2,500 for some crazy reason. But come on, you know, I'm just saying, let's look at this, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it's not gonna overheat, but I'm also not gonna say that it's crazy gonna overheat and jump on this crazy bandwagon. I'm not a follower like that. Like, oh, this guy says, well, okay, you know, I'm gonna use it myself and I'm gonna see for myself. It's not gonna be sponsored. I'm paying for my own money. So I'll give you an honest opinion, just like I do with all the other cameras. But they're all good. I don't care what you get. My R8, that overheats, guarantee you that it's gonna, for the most, but the way I used it, it didn't really overheat on me. It got the warning and it got up there, but it never overheated on me. But again, I don't put it in the blistering sun because I know it's a camera and it shoots 4K 60, okay? In a small body, just like the ZVE1. But you would expect that to overheat at some point. But if you don't put it in the blistering sun, guys, and use it normally, now if you do, you know, something where you have to have it going 2-3 hours in a row in the hot sun, nonstop, and you have no option, okay, then you gotta look at cinema camera type stuff, or spend much more thousands of dollars more, or get an FX30 crop sensor. But think about that. If you guys say, well, get an FX30 then, okay, that's fine. But I guarantee you probably, again, S1 II, put that in crop mode, run that in 4K 60 crop mode, and it's not gonna overheat on you. I mean, and you get, with a full frame camera, you get everything an APS-C camera has, but you also get the full frame with it. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of why I got out APS-C, and I got nothing against that. Nothing against APS-C. I love it. You know, I had A6500, ZVE10 II, almost all of them, Fujifilm. But I'm like, if I got a full frame camera, I have an APS-C camera. You know, I can just put it in crop mode. I mean, really, right? You'll lose a few more megapixels unless you're doing bird photography, stuff like that. There's, you know, for me, there's no reason to have it. But for you, it doesn't, I mean, it's fine. But anyway, getting off topic there. Just wanted to shout out to you. Just let's take that with a grain of salt. Camera stuff's like politics. It's gotten so much like politics, like, oh yeah, no, that camera's terrible. This brand is good and this brand sucks. I was like, you know what, they're all good, guys. You can take any camera, you look at a camera even 5-10 years ago and create amazing stuff with it, right? And I wanna be more in the creation mode and get out of the crazy gearhead mode. Like, I love doing the reviews and stuff like that, and I love testing the cameras, don't get me wrong. See what they can do, see how it works. But I'm shooting on the Pocket 3 right now, out in the blistering sun, 80-some degrees. And it's a $500-some camera, well, that was more, but when I bought it, it was. You can create content with anything, your phone. So, we gotta get out of the brand loyalty thing a little bit. Like, if that's all you use, and that's all you know, and you think it's the best, well, that's fine, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It might be, you might believe that, but it doesn't mean it's true. They all have the strengths and weaknesses and pros and cons. Just like the S9 that came out, they were like, oh, this is the worst camera ever. Now a lot of people are picking it up saying, I like that camera. Right? Yeah, and I was on the bandwagon. The ZVE1 that came out, and I was one that said, you know what? Why? It overheats. It's got a, You know, it's got a good sensor in it, but it's 12 megapixel, blah, blah. But you know what? The thing, it shoots amazing video. Like the FX3 shot like, you know, some Hollywood type films, you know, so, and there's nothing wrong with the ZV-E1. I love mine. I'm not gonna get rid of mine because it is good. And there's nothing that Sony's offering for that price that even comes close, in my opinion, for video. Not even the FX2. No, I mean, you got 4K 60 uncropped. You got 4K 120 with only a 10% crop with the ZV-E1, guys. Like, okay, the only difference is it's gonna overheat. So if you can get around that, why would you spend that much more for FX2 body? You know, unless you have to, unless you're getting paid gigs, wedding photography, you know, that kind of thing, wedding videography. But anyway, let me know your thoughts below about the overheating issues and what's going on with all this. I'm curious to see what you think, and hopefully you got a clear mind on you, and you're like, whatever, if it overheats, it's not for me. That's fine. I mean, say your opinion, and it's good to have that opinion, right? It's like I had my opinions on my ZV-E1 when I first heard of it, but eventually I got it on sale. It was like 17, 18. I got it on sale, and I'm like, oh, wow, it actually is good as long as you know it's gonna overheat if you use it in hot, you know, situations and stuff. And that's just the way it is. But if you don't have the overheating problem or don't put it in the sun for long periods of time, chances are it won't overheat on you, but it all depends on what your use case is, right? It's just like saying, yo, hammer, yo, I got a 8-pound hammer, it's a smaller hammer, and it's the best hammer ever. But you know what? What if you need a 16-pound hammer? What if you need a sledgehammer for the job that you need? Then use a sledgehammer. You're trying to use a little ball peen hammer for a sledgehammer job, trying to deconstruct a building, but you're tinking it with a little, it's like, you gotta go with the flow with what you need. But, you know, I've been wrong on these things before, but now that I've used more and more, every single system, Canon, Nikon, Fuji, Sony, I've gotten more of a grasp on, you know what, they're all good, guys. They're all good. Just a matter of what your use case is. And if the value is there. So if you can get an FX2 and S1 II for the same price, which one is gonna be more valuable to you? Well, if you have to have it not overheat, absolutely never, then probably the FX2 is okay for you. That's fine. I mean, it's gonna have a beautiful sensor. You see the A7 IV, it's beautiful. But if you can use it in normal conditions, like normal most people will, and it won't be an issue, which is gonna add more value. But again, which one do you like handling? You know, which one handles better for you? Right? Which one handles better for you? Which one do you like using? That's huge, guys. That's huge. Am I crazy on this? Should we expect, I mean, it's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but should we expect it not to overheat in 90+ degree weather? I mean, when you think about that, we overheat and we instantly think no overheating. But wait, 90+ degree weather in the hot sun, in the blistering sun, and we're doing tests like that. And I was thinking, wait a minute, am I gonna use it like that? Literally, no, I'm not. So I wanna do my own tests so I can give you this information on my use case and let you know if and when it overheats on me. Then you can form your opinion off that too. You'll hey, the more we have different situations and different people, the more we'll be able to gather on it. So, all right, guys, talk to you later. Have a good day.